This is Karl-James Langford. As many of you know, I'm an archaeologist, author, and an actor. Now, I've been a YouTuber since 2007, and I have, and I do support the work of Ross Broadstock, and this series of recordings a response to try and keep his word out there until the regular show of Ross Broadstock sort of gets kicked up again, so that we can just start seeing that wonderful lively debate that we used to see up until last Sunday. And hopefully people can take on Ross Broadstock's truth-seeking work, which is, and then obviously I'll continue with my videos, and we can just have lots of debate out there and just sort of debate. In my case, Ross had a much broader range. In my case, it's looking primarily at the history, archaeology, heritage of Cymru, Wales. So that's basically my theme. And if you look at my videos, I've got over 1,500 videos. Lots of them are to do with the history of Cymru. And I call it Cymru because Welsh means foreigner, Anglo-Saxon term, but we don't need to debate that one at this minute. I really appreciate all the comments. Massive load of comments have been left on my videos over the past week, and all the new subscribers and all the new likes. I really appreciate that. So keep liking, subscribing, and if anyone wants to press the join button down below, it's join button, £1.99 a month, and you get to read and see and get other comments and so on if you become a member that way. I will want to say one thing. Practically all of the comments have been massively positive, really constructive, massive amount of debate, except for one. There always has to be somebody that spoils it. Somebody basically commented, and if they say anything more negative, I will ban them and I will mention their name. He basically said, now I'm going to paraphrase this. I'm going to use the exact words because you'll be able to see his comment and know the person straight away. Basically intimated that what I was trying to do, this is negative now, was to try to debunk all the work of Ross, because I used the word gauntlet. The gauntlet's now there, and how dare that person even say that? That's a really negative thing, really evil, distorted, horrible thing. And all I've tried to do for the past week is to try and keep the thread of Ross's work out there by just debating things, and to try and support the family in some way. So that's what I've aimed to do with some of these videos. And if this person continues to be negative like that, I will ban him and I will out him and I will name the person. So that's the negativity out the way now. Lots of people wanted me to discuss different things, and it was just specifically about King Arthur and Eric Talbot. I'd like to discuss Eric Talbot actually, but it's not going to be today. It's going to be another video about Eric Talbot. Obviously about the specific finds about Peterson Supermont and my comments about Blackett and Wilson, and I really think that's Ross's and Ross's supporters primarily to keep the work of Blackett and Wilson discussed and out there. So that's not really for me. But I did say one thing. Somebody started getting discussion with me, and it was just like I wanted to look specifically in the future about the date 1535, 1536. A rebellion in Cymru that was probably the last proper rebellion in Cymru, in West Wales, and apparently there's some stuff in the north. It was a very short rebellion, but it led to the act of union, or basically Wales, use that term, Cymru no longer existed. And but we'll look at that again in a specific video. What evidence have we got for 1536? This is the point. Evidence. So again, the comments have been great, and yesterday, interestingly enough, I was wandering through the streets dressed as my pirate. And I want to make a comment there. I do digress a lot. If you ever watch my online lectures, I want to do a set of pirate history videos. Somebody asked me in another video, dressed as a pirate, look at that type of stuff. So that's another set of videos. So if you're reading, sort of watching these videos and suddenly come across pirate stuff and suddenly come across other stuff, that's what I do. I do lots of other things on my channel, as well as working for Archaeology Cymru, and Advahannes Cymru and all the other stuff I do. I bumped into this chap yesterday in Newquay, and I was chatting away with him, and actually the topic was about Roman roads or not so Roman roads. And he started saying, "Oh, are you the chap I've been communicating with on Facebook?" Because he's with his missus. And I'm not going to use the guy's name, but he was from Llanelli. So hi, if you're watching this, put a comment down below. And another person from Llanelli, because I've got another firm supporter from Llanelli out there. Anyway, we had a good old chat, and he said he'd been communicating with me on Facebook, and I said, was the communications on Facebook with me positive? And he said yes, so that was good. And it was specifically about roads, really, and a few other things, so we can debate them in other videos. And he ended up buying a copy of my book, and he's going to keep in touch. So that's good. So it's always good to be positive and to debate rather than sort of, be very shouty and whatever, which doesn't get anyone anywhere. So again, I'd like to thank people for leaving their comments, and I would like to start off with a theme that I'll be running into next week as well. So I'm going to start this off now. Sorry, I rambled too much. So Roman roads. When I was at school, we were told that Roman roads themselves are not that. And I just had a comment up there. The person who I've mentioned that have left that negative comment about the gauntlet thing, right? They have said that my comment online has cleared that up. So hopefully that person will keep watching, and you'll understand why I got upset, and bygones be bygones on that one. So anyway, no hard feelings, and you no need to be banned. Okay, thank you. So when I was at school, Roman roads, the history teacher said Roman roads were everywhere. The Romans built Roman roads wherever they went. And you think that and you believe it because you were told by a history teacher. So one of the things I said to this couple on the bench yesterday in Newquay, I said, have you ever been to a Roman road? And then I jumped in, I said, well, all the Roman roads I've ever been to are supposed Roman roads, classed as Roman roads. They said, oh, it was just nothing but a dirt track like the one we're standing on now. And I said, that's it. There was a guy called Magre in the 1960s and 70s used to walk all the routes of Roman roads. And all the work he'd come across was that there was an alignment. And he would keep saying that, oh, the original road surface has been lost, or it's been removed, or it's been quarried out. And even the ones that look like proper Roman roads leading into Rome in Britain are usually suspect, right, that they probably were built later anyway. So, okay, that aside. Anyway, so Roman roads in Cymru and San Helens, lots of them, Julius Maritima, Water Street, and all these other names that seem to come out there. When you look at them, there's never any hard, decent road surface, and you could argue it's all been eroded away or taken away. But my take on this in my book Romans in South Wales is quite clear, and we'll do a bit more of this next week. We'll do a big block of Roman roads next week, and not next week, tomorrow. probably tomorrow. Yeah, if I can keep this going. I don't think that they were ever planned as Roman roads, because in most cases, if, say, for example, you go to the valleys and you go to Penrhys and you get local people saying, oh, there's a Roman road going across the mountain at Penrhys. We'll just focus on this one now, and then there's a point in this, and we'll do more tomorrow, okay? Penrhys. I wrote about this in my book. I said, lots of people say Roman road across the mountain of Penrhys, and it goes then all the way up, and eventually it gets to Igaia, the Roman fort at Igaia, which is clearly military construction, Roman military construction. And anyway, that's another lecture altogether. So anyway, so they say this, and you go up to Penrhys and you don't find anything. Right, you keep looking, and then what you can make out is that there may have been a trackway, right? A trackway. And you start to think about that, and you start to think, well, hang on a minute. There's 2 points here. The first thing is that the trackway already existed before the Roman era, before Roman occupation. If that's the case, how is it a Roman road? And the answer is, it's not a Roman road. But secondly to that, if the Roman military wanted to get from A to B, they would have used that route. So by using it, it immediately becomes a Roman road, right? If they put road markers along it, as we see with the extension of the supposed Julius Maritima, the A48, what we see is road markers, right? We see a number of road markers up Margam Mountain and that way, but they're just road markers, and we see the same thing at Gathligaya, right? Road markers, right? So we see these road markers, but just because there's a road marker there, it doesn't mean to say the Roman military built the road. And I would say 90% of all cases in Britain, none of the roads classed as Roman were ever built by the Romans in the first place. They're original trackways. So if you go back to the example about Penrhys, there's very little evidence of any Roman military road markers anyway. There's little to no evidence that the Romans ever built that road. So the answer is that the third massive point before we finish today's 10-minute video. As usual, Carl, you've gone right over, you've prevaricated, talked around the edges, right? Apologise to that bloke again who just wanted to make sure that I wasn't attacking Ross, which I really appreciate that. Ross, I hopefully you're watching this and you're agreeing with what I'm saying, or if you're disagreeing, then chuck it in there, Ross, please give me a sign. And the third point is that when people say it's a Roman road, the real point is that the Roman military may have used it once or twice, and then that's it. And then for the rest of history, it's used by local people, and then eventually it's used by an order of monks and a pilgrimage route and all the rest of it. So we don't, and then it becomes a pilgrim route. What do you expect when you go along a pilgrim route? It's just a track. Well, Roman roads are just a track. They may have used them once or twice, and even then, they may not have used the link road between bloody sort of the south and Penrhys and going further north anyway. But if they used it once or twice, it immediately becomes a Roman road. And the final thing to this is, I got really animated yesterday, right? And if anyone wants to know about my live show, because I'm planning live shows next year where I do things like this and we do a bit of entertainment, music and jokes and so on, not as a pirate, dressed properly with, I don't know. Anyway, so this sort of, you know, this sort of Roman road thing, I believe overall needs to be completely debunked. It's total and utter nonsense to call a road a Roman road when it was only used once or twice. And I'd like some more thoughts and discussion on that. And tomorrow we're going to do a much deeper expose. So this was the introduction on my Roman roads videos. So anyway, thanks for watching. Keep the debate out there, and many thanks for your support and continued support. Only positive comments. I'm going to say if they're negative and really massively negative, and then they're there to attack me, I'll just take them off. Right? That's not debate. That's abuse. That's trolling. But again, I'll repeat. Person who said about me attacking Ross, and then I answered it online, and then they're okay about it, right? Okay. Yeah, I just got a bit wound up, and I do apologise. Thank you. Hopefully you accept my apology and you keep watching and supporting my work, and in the direction of Ross as well, for whoever takes on Ross's channel, which would be a brilliant. It's not going to be me because I got my own direction, right? But I'm sure there's lots of people out there who will. Thank you very much. Karl-James Outfit. Like, subscribe. Roman Road tomorrow. Thank you.